Hi guys, I've never introduced myself. My name's Brad. I just been here at Diesel Engine Spares. I'm a co-owner with a business partner of mine, Dylan McMahon. We just finished running a KTTA 38 today. It's a bit late at night now. We're just finishing up. We're doing emission regulation tests because it's going onto a barge which needs to be Lloyd's certified, so we've just been doing some emission tests and things like that. This is our dyno room here. I think we've shown it before in a couple of videos, but I'll try and reverse the camera and get a bit of a better look for you, see where things are going. I'm not really technical savvy, so I might have to stop this and start again. Right. Okay, so here's where the brains of the establishment is. We've got gauges here for our mechanical engines. So we run mechanical as well as electronic, which I'm sure you guys already know. We just had the screen up before. I'll show in the next video that I did. I had the screen up for all the emission regulations, the emission controls that we're running on this Tesco 340 unit, which we rented for this particular test. It's been quite a learning curve to learn how it all works, but I think we've got sort of figures fairly accurate for this KTTA. This here is our final run, a sheet that we did with all our facts and figures, with all different loads, different percentage of load at different RPM that's been requested by Lloyd's. I'm just uploading a video here, but as you can see, when I actually do the screenshots, when we do the screen, I actually record the screen. We don't have a camera on the screen, which I think you guys might have figured out. Once again, we're not that technologically advanced, so that's all a bit interesting when we had to set that up. So we actually just take a video through Snagit of the screen itself. So our controls are over here. So we have our cooling tower switch on the left, which is cooling our cooling water. We have 20,000 litres of cooling capacity underneath. Cooling tower pump, which delivers about 180 gallons per minute of water to the cooling tower. So we lose around about 1.5 litres a second of water at around about the 35 degrees. So yeah, the evaporative cooler works pretty well. Keeps temps down on our bigger horsepower engines, no problems. Dyno pump, that's providing similar sort of figures, 180 gallons a minute at 100 psi. And our intake and exhaust fans, which we have right on now, we've got 6,000 CFM coming into the room and 4,000 CFM coming out. So we've just got to go down through here, and we've done some shots coming through this room a few times. It's all a bit messy now after the long day. It's our KTTA here with all our gauges and whatnot in it that we've done some run. Doesn't sort of get too hot in this room when we're running this sort of sized engines at 1100 horsepower. It's not too bad. We have pretty adequate cooling on that side of things. It doesn't get too hot here in Brisbane. This is our Mr. Squiggle. We call him Mr. Squiggle, our cooling system with his big muscly arms. He acts as the radiator, so it's sort of like a mixing tower. Sort of mixes the water as the hot water, as our temperatures on our inlet system come up. So right now we have an inlet temperature of around about 55. That line that I've got there is set for our mechanical thermostat. So once it hits that magical line of about 55, 60 degrees, thermostat will open, allowing cooler water to come back in. So Mr. Squiggle's good for about 4,000 horsepower, so we never have any problems keeping even the 3516s cool. We can sort of keep cool all day, no problems at all. So this is our elaborate system here for measuring our fuel. So we're working not on a fuel flow meter because it's not quite as accurate enough. We actually use weight. So I have a set of scales. Here, we have a drum sitting on the scales. All this fuel inlet and outlet pipes are actually suspended off this frame. So as the fuel's getting used, the scales will decrease in weight, and we take the difference between the two over a set of time. So say we had 50 kilos of fuel, and after 5 minutes we've got 35 kilos of fuel. Well, then we would have used 15 kilos of fuel over 5 minutes. We times that by 12, and that'll give us kilograms in per hour, and then obviously divide that. We can work it back into either grams per kilowatt hour or pounds per, let me get that right. Yeah, pounds per foot-pound of torque per, pounds per horsepower, sorry. Yeah, get that right. So anyway, guys, any further questions, you can obviously send through the questions on YouTube. I'm a little bit slow sometimes answering them, but always hope to help out if I can. So trying to just get around here. So cheerio from Brisbane, and see you in future videos.